Well, we've been out AFC Wimbledon's assistant head coach Rob Tuvey, just looking over analysis, of course, on Monday from the game up at Wigan. We did have some opportunities up there, didn't we, Rob?
Yeah, I think at the time, obviously, you're disappointed because you see that scoreline, and obviously, any time you go away and you lose a game, you're obviously disappointed because, as we've always said, we go into games wanting to try and get maximum points from them. But looking back on the game, I think that we did have some good moments. If I look at where we was against Gillingham, we didn't really have our free-flowing football going, and I think against Doncaster we've shown signs that we got back to that. I think again on Saturday there's signs again where we've had good possession of the ball, and I think it's that last bit now. We know that we've done a lot of work about getting in the final third and the decision making in the final third and carrying a threat for 90 plus minutes, and that's what we're waiting on now. We're waiting on that last bit just to drop, and when that drops we feel that we're on course to really go on a run.
Well, exactly, on reflection, of course, I mean, if we'd have been that little bit sharper in front of goal, we could have been at least talking about a point here today, couldn't we?
Yeah, I think that's the disappointing thing of the weekend, is we've come away and we've gone to a team that are in form, trying to get promotion, and we feel that we've more than matched them. We feel that we were more than worthy of a point on the day. So I think that's the disappointing part of it. But what we've got a really group of honest lads here who have come in this morning, and a couple have held their hands up in terms of decisions that they've made leading up to the goal. But also there's lads that have come in and they've reflected on their own performances, and they knew that in the final third the decision making had to be better. So I think that that's massive for us. As long as we've got players in the building who are willing to self-assess their own performance, that's really key for us. So yeah, hopefully now we can go and put that right on Tuesday night.
But of course, just under a year ago when we last went to Plymouth, we lost 1-0 there. Robbo's spoken about that game a few times since then. We had a lot of possession on that time, but we didn't capitalise in front of goal. So yeah, again, I suppose that's another thing we're going to highlight going down there.
Yeah, again, I look back to last year. I think that was it was a tough weekend. I think it was over Easter weekend, and it was a tough weekend for us. I think we lost 2 games over that weekend, and we had to sit down, and we're probably in a sort of a similar position again, where we spoke about finding that edge when we went there. We had great build-up play, and again we lacked that cutting edge. And I think that's probably where we're at the moment. We probably are starting to see signs of us progress up the pitch well, and it is that final third stuff. We're very aware of where we need to try and get to and how we're going to try and get there. So I think it's about getting back out there, reflecting on performances gone, and making sure that we're showing the players where positions they can get to and opportunities to maybe get the ball in the box slightly earlier.
Of course, Plymouth over the weekend, they beat the team directly below us, Morecambe, so I suppose for yourself that's made interesting viewing and analysis, and on the way down there as well, yeah?
Yeah, it has. I think every team will approach games differently. Our approach will always be that we want to go there and try and get 3 points, and we want to try and make sure that we take the game to the opposition. I felt on Saturday that I've watched a lot of games versus Wigan, and I've seen a lot of teams that wait for their mistakes to happen. I felt on Saturday that at times we had a sustained threat, and we tried to make sure that we took the game to them at times. And as I said, listen, we're not hiding the fact that we need to create more, but we have dominated the ball, and we've at times, and we've got to make sure that we do that again tomorrow night. It's an opportunity for us to go there, put our stamp on the game, and make sure that we're not just going there and sitting behind the ball. We're going to go there and attack from the first whistle, so that's what we'll be aiming to do.
So of course the squad are heading down there on a Monday. You're going to be down there for a few days, so that's good in terms of getting the togetherness together when we've got some key games coming up back home again.
Yeah, no, it's great, and we thank the club for that. We thank John Stanley especially for the organisation that he's put into it, because obviously we're down there for the next 3 days, which is great. Thank Plymouth as well, they're letting us use their training ground on Wednesday, so thank you to them. But no, it's a great opportunity for us to just get into them finer details with the squad, and just look at our training programme as well, and make sure that we're getting on the training pitch and we're giving them what they need ahead of Tuesday's game.
Good cameo from Dan Choker when he came on as a substitute the other day as well. I mean, I suppose he could be pushing for a place down there?
Yeah, I think in that area we've always had great competition in that centre-half area. Obviously PK and Will have the shirts at the moment, but Dan came on and done really well. I think Dan has been really patient, has done well when he's had his chance this season, and like anyone, all we keep asking them is to keep working hard in training and making sure when they do get their chance they make it hard for myself and Robbo to drop them.
Good to see Ben Hennigan out there today doing a bit of work with Tim Maynard.
Yeah, Ben will be travelling with the squad up to Plymouth as well. Potentially Plymouth might come a bit too soon, but he'll be up there doing some work with us to make sure that he's ready for Saturday if needed as well.
Cheye Alexander appears to have recovered from his bug.
Yeah, Cheye's back out training, so he'll be travelling with the squad and be part of the squad.
And of course, last week we saw Henry Lawrence back with the group as well. What's his situation?
Yeah, so Henry is having a full week's training, so he's not going to travel with the squad, but he's going to stay with Chelsea and work with them Monday to Thursday, and then they'll be back in with us on Friday. But we're hopeful if he can get through this week, he'll be available for the bench on Saturday.
And Anthony Hartigan as well. I mean, he seems to be recovering well from his shoulder injury.
Yeah, first bit of contact he's had on that shoulder, so we come through that well. So again, Ant is another option that comes in. Obviously, he came on Saturday for around 20 minutes, and we can up that up now. So Ant's available to start if needed tomorrow night as well.
Aaron Cosgrave, it's going to be a little bit more long term for him, but Aaron Presley, I mean, maybe a few weeks.
Yeah, Aaron's seeing a specialist today, so we're hopeful that comes back well. It's just precaution that he's seeing the specialist, so we're probably thinking about 2 to 3 weeks for Aaron. So yeah, hopefully we can get him back because he's been really unlucky with that injury. We've watched it back and it's nothing really that's happened. So he's back with Brentford at the moment, but will be back with us next week to finish off his rehab.